be clarified. It's not that important. We want to brush the inside so it pops out really, really easily.
Wait,
okay?
where's the camera? The documentary person.
So you can see I'm not being super diligent, but I am getting a little bit of butter on the inside just by going like this. You sit there all day and do this, you're spending way too much time. Nobody wants to pay you to do that. So we have that done there. Then we have our station set up. This is really important that you give yourself enough room for this, otherwise you're crammed. So we want to take one piece of phyllo dough. And I'm fast enough to do this like without having to cover it, but some of you are not, so I would keep it covered because especially if you're working anywhere with a fan, then it's blowing over your area and the edges get super dried out. It's very difficult and it doesn't make it a good product. So what I want to do is I want to brush the phyllo dough, and I'm kind of going with the grain here. If I go against the grain like this, it tends to tear. So you have to see which way your grain is going. And I want to get all of my edges especially. I'm not dousing it with butter, but I am covering the whole thing. Okay, that's very important. And then what I want to do is take a little bit of cinnamon sugar and just sprinkle it from up above like you're seasoning with salt and pepper. If I use too much, then my next layer won't stick. And this, any reason why I'm using cinnamon sugar?
Flavor.
One is for flavor. What's the other one?
Color.
Texture. Major texture. So if you've ever had the phyllo cups that are sold at the, and they actually have them at the grocery store now, already done, they don't stay very crunchy. Okay. So why does this help with the texture? What about it is giving me more texture?
Whisks water away.
No.
Sugar.
But why is the sugar giving me more texture?
Caramel?
Because it caramelizes in the oven and it creates that nice crunchiness. Okay? You don't get the same texture with a savory one, because the beautiful thing about phyllo dough is that you can go sweet or savory. So I could put salt and pepper in here. I could put all sorts of, cool spices in here and do a savory one. But because I'm using sugar, the way it melts and then hardens again, I'm getting extra crunch using a sweet variety of this, okay? So this is number 2 layer. With these, I'm going to go 3, depending on the thickness of your phyllo dough. Some brands are much thinner and some are much thicker. It's going to be up to you to determine how many layers you want to do.
This one?
This one is kind of pretty medium.
Is there a brand name that you like the best?
It's wherever you're shopping. You go to Middle Eastern market and there's 5 to choose from. You go to Vaughn's, you have 1. So they don't have phyllo dough at Trader Joe's.
Yes.
It's pre-made though. You unfold it and then just.
So that's puff pastry.
No, they have the phyllo dough. I saw it. They have phyllo dough.
That must be brand new then. They've never carried phyllo dough. Interesting. Okay. Who? Cool. Trader Joe's.
Yes, they do.
Really?
That's very recent.
I've seen the puff.
For Christmas.
Is all phyllo in restaurants all done like this already?
Yeah, nobody makes it. Nope.
It must be really hard to make it, right?
Yeah.
You don't think they make it like in the Middle Eastern? They don't make it.
Not here in the States.
No, I meant
No.
like.
Oh, I'm sure they do there, yeah. Okay, so the top layer, I did 3 layers. The top layer, I'm going to put cinnamon sugar and 1 more coat of butter. And then I'm going to cut it. So if I'm doing this in larger muffin pans, then I'm going to cut it larger, usually 4 by 5. If I'm doing it in this little guy here, I'm probably going to do 6 by 5, something like that. So I'm going to cut it in half, like this. Again, using the straight edge of my knife. Actually, maybe I'll do 4. So I'm going to do 8. So I'm going to cut it here. Now, every phyllo dough is a different shape, so be very aware of that. Some are longer, some are smaller. So I'm